Need anything before we get started?
Nope, we're good to go. Thanks, Rex.
Good deal.
Ready?
Yep.
Okay, welcome folks to the second episode of the Zone's All Access, hosted by the Sports Center. Once again, I'd like to thank Rex Caleb's for the help and use of his store. We're doing this to develop more interest in local sports and to bring more students into the fun of sports. First Century Bank supplies our communications, and without our team of partners, we could not bring you the sports that we do. We appreciate all of them. Today we'll be speaking with Joe Gonzalez of CHS Soccer. Thanks for coming, and thanks for promoting Bulldog Soccer.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. It's happy to be here and ready to get this going.
All right, let's talk about your background as a player. Where'd you go to school at? All that stuff.
So, I'm not native Tennessean. I'm from Southern California. I grew up in a fairly small but large compared to out here, Fontana, California. I spent most of my childhood there. I played soccer, track and field, cross country there for Fontana Steelers. Go Fo High. So I was there for a little bit, for 4 years. Played varsity soccer my senior year. And we won 4-time CBL champs, which would be our league champs. My senior year, we went all the way to, which was CIF, which I forget the acronym, but it's basically state. Went there, we went all the way to the final. Fortunately, we got beat by Beaumont. Youth soccer, I played academy travel ball, played for USA as far as the club team, and then when I got older I went to the PSG Academy. I didn't play anything in community college. I did end up playing for a private Christian school in Nebraska. I made the team, fell in love, and decided that the cold Nebraska weather wasn't for me. I'd rather be warm and have a girlfriend in California, so I ended up marrying her. But that's pretty much my career in a nutshell. I did high school and college. Farthest I ever went was NAIA, so, but yeah.
Talk about that experience, AIA experience.
NIA, it's not one of the divisions. It's NIA. The best way to sum it up for those of you that might not know, it's for private Christian schools, at least from my understanding, don't have enough money to go to a D1, D2. Yeah. It's a smaller league. It's still as competitive. There in Nebraska, I think our competitive school, they had nothing but foreigners. So it was a rough time. Like I said, I made it to tryouts, got on the team. As soon as I was meant to ship out, I fell in love and was like, hey, you know what? I'm not doing this. I'm staying in California and playing Sunday League. So, but NAIA, it's collegiate nonetheless. It is very competitive. It is fast. It is fast paced, and that's kind of what I'm trying to instill in the boys now.
We've had several athletes from the Claiborne, Cumberland Gap area who went to NAIA schools. Okay, talk about your coaching experience. How did you get into coaching?
So, honestly, I substitute teach there at the high school. I work at Liberty Arms full time, but when I have days off, I'll go and sub. And I was there at, I want to say it was a girls' basketball game or a pep rally. I think it was pep rally, and one of the teachers was like, hey, you have a soccer background, don't you? And I was like, yeah, I do. And they were like, well, stand by for a minute. He went to go talk to Mr. Ivy, and that kind of started the ball rolling. It's like, hey, the current coach we have now, he needs an assistant. How do you feel about jumping in? And I was like, yeah, let's do it. I haven't kicked the ball around in years, so I'm excited to get back, and that's how it started. The current administration, Andrew McGinnis, which is a stellar guy. He's trying to get things in the right direction as far as the athletic department, trying to get, everyone in unison. He came up to me and was like, hey man, we're going to change the way we're doing soccer. Can I trust you in changing the attitude, changing the culture, and just seeing what you can do with it? And pretty much I've been left alone since, which is a good thing. You usually don't want the bosses breathing down your neck, but I've been left alone, been able to have free reign, and feel pretty confident in the team we have this year.
Now, changing the culture is big. I mean,
Absolutely.
yes, it's big. It's hard too.
Yeah.
What's your best time as a player, and what's so far been the best moment as a coach?
Best moment as a player would have to be my senior year. It was just soccer, full time. My dad, was head of the household, so those small moments where he was able to come see me play meant a lot. And that's kind of what I'm trying to tell the boys. Find a reason why. Why are you playing? Why do you find your drive? Why do you want to be a winner? And that motivates you more than, trophies or anything. At least for me, it was knowing that my dad was there and trying to give it all so you can see. But as far as trying to show the boys that there's different ways, different ones learn different other ways, so it just varies.
Yeah. Coaching. Best memory coaching.
Best memory coaching would have to be last year. We lost almost every game. There was 2 games where I kind of took the reins, and 2 of my freshmen, Alex Goldstein and Garrett Carroll, scored their first goals, and it was just that magical moment where the boys scored, and you could see the emotion in their face and their eyes. They were just excited that, hey, I scored. What's this like? I don't know what's going on, but I love it. Let's go cheer. And the boys made it seem like they'd won the World Cup. I had to kind of rein it in, like, hey, we're still down by 2. But again, they were able to score and they were able to get the win. So those 2 wins were definitely memorable for me as far as
Awesome, yeah.
starting my coaching career.
Looking at your coaching style, what's your style or philosophy?
So my philosophy is I'm big into winning. If we could win, that's great. If we get, a championship, that's even great. I want to be completely honest, that's not anywhere soon. I'm not saying we can't get there. It's going to take some work. But with the attitude of the boys, with what we're doing now, and my coaching style would be more of we're united. There's a philosophy I tell the boys, or kind of mentality to have. I have 16 of them right now. The 16 that we have are the 16 that we all have, and we don't count on anything else. Kind of like we're it, kind of the story of the Spartans against the Persians. 300 against an army of thousands. Well, never doubt what a small group of people determined to do, because that's what changes and that's what wins. And that's kind of what I'm trying to instill in the boys. Yeah, we might not have the manpower now, but we have the guts and we have the willingness to try to win.
That's great. How do you pick a player up or motivate a player who are struggling?
It varies. Like, again, each kid has their own different case. So some of them, it's just a simple pat on the back. Some of them, I kind of see myself as a big brother to these boys. I wouldn't say like a father figure. I kind of see myself as a big brother. I joke around, talk my trash with them. Some of them respond well to, hey man, get your head out of your butt, let's go. You know what to do, you know what your job is. Others, you have to come down on them, and not so much yelling, but you have to really point them in the right direction. Like, hey, we've done this in practice, do it in a game. It's nothing different.
Gotcha. How do you work? I mean, soccer, you see all kinds of players out there, different attitudes, different everything. How do you form a team with those different personalities?
And that was actually the hardest part of our start of the season, if you will. We've been practicing well before, season started, and we had open tryouts, and the players that were giving us trouble last year, we kind of cut them. The players that stayed around, they had an attitude adjustment, and if they're too busy hating me, they're too busy hating each other. And that's kind of what I like to see. If you guys have anger pointed towards me, don't point it towards each other, because the 11 players on the field is the 11 players you guys have to count on. So attitudes have been good. I'm big on correcting attitudes there in the moment and correcting behaviors. So there'll be times where the boys are not taking it serious. I'm like, you know what, everybody get on your face. Let's start doing some push-ups. Let's see if that will get you guys squared away. And usually that works, or I'll have to raise my voice to them, get them to focus up. But for the most part, I have a good group of kids that follow instructions and are taking it serious.
Okay. Do you keep up with like international soccer and see new strategies employed, and do you kind of want to try that on your teams, or are you a tried and true kind of coach?
So, absolutely. I tell my boys, hey, if you have nothing going on Sunday morning, have your Fruit Loops, your Cheerios, whatever you're having. British football's going, or British soccer's going on early morning Saturdays. Watch a game. Yep. Watch a game. See what's going on. See how the players move, how they interact. See how they warm up. That's what I'm. It's funny enough, but some of the players that I have never played soccer in their lives. And the best piece of advice I tell them is like, hey, watch international soccer or go to Walmart, get your FIFA 25 and start playing, because that's the best way. You'll easily pick it up. Just like Madden, players change, but the game's always the same, so it's easy to pick up. But yeah, I follow European soccer, some of the European coaches. One of the coaches I follow a lot is Pep Guardiola. I've read some of his books and stuff, and I try to instill that on the team, but it's kind of hard. The location we're at, northeastern Tennessee, soccer's really not big. Yeah. And let's be honest, the attention goes on football, basketball, and baseball. So getting players to come out was tough. Thanks to Edwin Whitaker, Whitaker Insurance. Thanks, buddy. He was actually my biggest recruiter. He managed to get some guys from basketball and football to come out. His kid's actually my goalkeeper for now, and I'll tell you, they might not know what they're doing, but we're teaching them the right way, and they got heart, and that's all I could ask for my players, for them to at least try.
Coming in every year, you've got a new team basically. Mm-hmm. How do you judge or what's the word? Evaluate players.
So like I said earlier, we have tryouts. Skills it's hard to come by, especially out here with the area that we have. Some kids have AYSO background, some don't. As long as they're trying and giving me their effort, that's fine. I will take them and I will coach them. I tell my boys constantly, I will show you the ropes if you give me the effort. What's the old saying? You can take a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. If you give me the effort, I will work with you. I will be patient with you. If you're just here wasting your time, you're wasting everybody else's time. Just be completely honest. Hey, this isn't for me. Cool, I'll shake your hand, wish you the best in whatever endeavor you decide with sports. But with the boys, put in the effort. That's all I could ask. Just like anything in life, whatever you put in the ground will grow, and eventually it'll blossom to something nice.
Yeah. Let's talk about the practices itself. What kind of drills and techniques do you like to use, and what are some of the fun stuff you do?
Okay, so practices normally go from about 3 o'clock as soon as the kids get after school, let's say like 3:15 to about 5:30. Normally the first hour and a half we're doing conditioning, so I'm having the boys do full field sprints, I'm having them run around. There on Claiborne High, if you guys look towards where the buses are at, towards the back, there's a hill I nicknamed Old Betsy, and I'll make the boys run Old Betsy. We'll do our conditioning. It's a lot physicality. We'll do sprints, suicides, whatever I feel like doing that day. And then towards the later half of practice, we'll touch the ball, we'll get shots on goal, work our goalkeepers out, and then we'll have a scrimmage. We just started the scrimmage recently, trying to get the boys to, now that I have the numbers, now that I have 16, I'm able to actually have scrimmages. So we'll do 8v8, or sometimes we'll do, if we want to work the defense, we'll put the 4 defenders against 5 or 6 offense players, and we'll just touch the ball, shoot, scrimmage, but mostly I like to work on physicality. We might not be the most talented, but I always put the boys, we're definitely going to be the most conditioned out there.
That's good. Parents can be difficult in anything, any part of life, but when it comes to sports, they like to see their kids play. How do you handle the parents in situations where they come to you and my boy needs more playing time?
So
how do you address that?
So honestly, I've been kind of blessed. I've been surrounded by amazing parents. Example, the Carrolls. Carroll's their kid. Garrett plays for me. He's played last year and this year. He's a sophomore now. Same with Alex Goldstein, Carlos Lozano, his parents. They're all great. I've never had to deal with parents actually coming in and saying, hey, my kid needs more playing time. On the contrary, they're like, hey, what can my kid do better? What can my kid work on outside of the field? Now with the boosters, it is a little different as far as like raising money. That's where it comes to more of the administrative side of sports, which is all new to me and I'm still getting used to. But honestly, if I tried, I can't say anything bad about the parents on my team. They're all supportive. Appreciate you guys. Thank you for trusting me with your kids. So thank you.
as a season goes through, you're going to have conflicts amongst your teammates. What's the best way you found to handle that?
Honestly, talk about it right in the moment. Nip it in the butt. Like I said, I've been lucky not to deal with anything like that. All my boys get along, and I said if they're too busy hating me, they're too busy to hate each other. So I have a good group of kids. My biggest issue now is we joke around, we crack jokes. It's kind of reeling them back to like, okay, we had our fun, now it's time to take it serious. But having conflicts with the team, I hope we don't. But yesterday we had our first game. You know, we lost, unfortunately. We lost to Campbell. It was a tough game. Second half, the boys came back and fought hard, but I've instilled in them that, hey, the 16 we have is the 16 we have. So you guys get along, we'll win, we'll have a good time. As soon as we break down, everything breaks down, and then our season goes to gutter. So
yeah. You have a moment that you've said when you got home or whatever, you look back at a practice and said, I finally reached him?
Oh, absolutely.
Don't say a name, but talk about a player that's done that you've affected.
So my football boys that came a little late towards the season or before preseason to practice with us. There's one kid, great kid, football player, multi-talented kid. I want to name drop him, but let's just say he's really close to the mascot. He came in the other day, and you know he was nervous practicing. Oh, coach, I don't know how to kick the ball. I don't know how to do this. But as soon as we started scrimmaging, and he was in there running around with the boys, it's that $1 million reward that each coach knows what I'm talking about. Where you see the spark in your kid's eye, and he's like, "I got it. This is fun. This is what it's all about." And he comes up to me, grin ear to ear, and he's like, "Hey, coach, this is fun. I thought it was going to be bad, but this is fun." And that's kind of the motivating factor. And I told my wife, I was like, that's why I accepted coaching. That's why I like being out there with him. Championships, you know, they're trophies. They'll sit on a shelf and gather dust, but those small bits of magic are what makes it worthwhile for a kid.
Lifetime memories.
Absolutely.
How do you teach the players to handle in-game stress? Is there a method to your madness?
There is, and actually it almost cost me my voice last night. I yell at them, tell them to move up, move forward. That's the Latin in me. We talk with our hands. We're kind of like Italians. We're real emotional. We try to say as best we can, but you know, my wife says it best when I talk to my mom. She's like, "Why are you guys fighting?" I was like, "We're not fighting. That's just how we talk." But in stress, as far as the boys, they don't attack each other. They kind of push each other and motivate each other, which is great. In-game scenario, I witnessed it yesterday where instead of attacking each other, they were more focused on, hey, come on, man, heads up, let's go, let's keep it going. Yeah, we're the first half, we were down by about 7. We were close to getting mercy ruled, and then Jamie scored a goal and got the ball rolling. We ended up getting 4, and we were making a comeback, but yeah, as far as conflicts on the field with the boys, we haven't seen that. Like I said, I have a good group of kids, and they all have their eye on the prize. You know, we're not going to win every game this season, but they definitely want to win multiple games.
How does Coach Gonzalez handle stress in games?
All right, so you'll probably be at our games if you see me with sunflower seeds popped in my mouth, or you'll see me with with a little fidget toy or something. In game, I do yell. I don't yell to punish. I yell to motivate. So you'll see me on the sideline yelling at the boys to push up, move forward, pass the ball here, open up there. There's someone behind them. I think it's still the player in me that wants to come out and play there with the boys and experience it. But as far as stress, I kind of try to leave for halftime, give them the motivational pep talk, give them the smack on the back if they needed to get them going. But yeah, as far as stress, I try to keep it in myself, because if the boys see it, then they feed off of it, and that's what I don't want them to do.
Yes, they feed off emotions.
Mm-hmm.
Either way.
Yep.
Okay, what's your program's needs, wishes, and talk about, is the school going to get you some lights on that field?
How much time we got? So, luckily enough, again, thanks to my boosters, Steve, Becky, Deanna Coffey, they're doing a great job. Wesley, mowing our grass. How do I want to say this? Soccer in general is not as popular, like I said earlier, as far as
No,
the
it's
three
not.
sports.
And it's up and down here.
Absolutely, it's up and down. Sometimes we're winning, sometimes we have a losing streak. You know, the last 2 years were not the greatest as far as the program was concerned. But I'm kind of going to answer this as a soccer program, not just an individual team.
That's what I want.
Okay.
What's your program need?
So, first things first, we definitely need new goals. The goals we have now are rusted out towards the bottom, almost to the point to where they're almost not safe as far as they're standing, but if they move, they're most likely going to fall. And we have a senior game, senior night, that's going to be played at the stadium, and we have to move the goals, and I'm kind of concerned about moving them, see if they're going to hold their part. But we need new goals. Luckily, thanks to Mayor Joe Brooks, we were able to get a grant through the county, $500 that the state gives for underprivileged teams. We use that towards our uniforms. Rex here at the Sports Center has been great as far as helping us getting uniforms, trying to be budget friendly, but stuff that actually looks good, gives the boys some pride. A lot of fundraising is definitely what we've had, but we definitely need the new goals. Landscaping, definitely need, the school doesn't provide a groundskeeper, which was new to me coming from Southern California.
Right.
We had groundskeepers in our schools and people to paint the field. Again, I've surrounded myself with people that are willing to help me and stuff, but as far as a program, if we could have goals, benches, our benches are all rotted out. For the longest time, the girls were struggling with bibs. Everyone donated some bibs to us, and he asked me, what do you need? And I gave him a small list off Amazon. He was able to buy that for me. So I've been blessed with having people to help me and people who care enough, given they do have skin in the game, their kids are playing. But biggest help we could get now is if people would like to help by donating anything they can as far as the goals. We use it, girls soccer uses it, the middle school uses it as far as the girls middle school program. And if you're on the fence, about helping the kids, just come out to one of our games, come support us and see how passionate these kids really are. And that hopefully will change your mind. But definitely goals, lights would not be bad. It'd be nice to have an evening game. Most of our games are having to be played at 5:30, and then right now before daylight savings, we're having to run the risk of it being too dark.
Right.
3 of our goals last night were due because Corbin couldn't see the ball. It was too dark and he couldn't see it. But yeah, definitely lights, goals, benches. But if we could take a moment not to say anything materialistic, the biggest thing these kids need is support and fans that show they care. Come out to our games, come out to our concessions, get you a hot dog or something. Just the boys seeing a crowd would mean absolutely the world to them. Again, if you're giving me money, I'll take your money and we'll buy some cool stuff with it, get it for the boys. But just social support, show the communities behind them. Kind of feel a little neglected as far as talking to the boys. They tell me hey coach, we're trying. Where's our parents are the only ones that are coming out, and it's kind of heartbreaking. But we're here to do your job, and we're hopefully going to change some minds and turn some people to look this way and grab their attention.
Okay, name a few players to watch this season.
So one big one would be Carlos Lozano, Alex Goldstein, Garrett Carroll. If you guys follow our Facebook page, Claiborne High FC, that's where we'll post pictures, updates of games, just some funny stuff that goes on in practice. But you'll see them, and they're the 3 smallest players on the team, but they're the ones that move the ball the greatest. Another one that I'm glad he's back, Aiden Rourke, kid's built like a bull.
Awesome athlete.
Yeah, absolutely. I can't say anything bad about him if I tried. He comes out there, gives me 110%, and he's just a goofy kid when you actually get to talk to him. He looks big and bulky and will push people around, but you start talking to him, doesn't match up. But he's definitely one to watch. My midfielders, like I said, Garrett, Alex, and Alex, and Carlos. I'm sorry, they're ones to watch. Garrett and Alex were our leading scorers last year, so they definitely got some talent there. Corbin Whitaker, it's his first year being goalie, but man, does that kid drop and fly for the balls and stuff. Tyler Dean is our, as long as he stays out of his own head, he's a great kid. Jamie Lozano, our forward, he's definitely one to watch. He scored 2 goals yesterday for us. He's an international student, so he'll be going back home to Spain in about July. But definitely want to watch. Actually, if I could, I'd list all my players. They're all decent to watch. But those four, they're in the midfield with Jamie on top. Definitely a force to be reckoned with.
You got a little taste of the schedule last year.
Mm-hmm.
What about this year's schedule? What do you think about the district this year? Is the district stronger?
Yes and no. The thing with soccer is you have kids for about 4 years.
Yeah.
And you have kids dedicated to a single position. They leave and schools change. Now my strongest part of my team is my midfield and my forwards. My defense needs to do some work. We need to get out of our nervous shells, but it just varies. Biggest opponent that I see this year is all of them, but Greenville was a force to be reckoned with. They were last year, they are this year. I keep hearing rumors that they're not going to be in our conference, but they're in our conference. Look forward to playing them. But yeah, each game we're taking it like we're playing a professional team. So we're not going to slack off. We're going to give them respect, but we're not going to try to take it easy on them.
Okay, I want to ask you this. I don't mean in wins and losses, but
Mm-hmm.
what's a successful season?
Successful season for me would be, one, the boys having fun. Boys who've never played soccer actually learn something and experience it. And I want them to be able to have pride in themselves for the season. I told the boys, I don't care if we lose. I just don't want major landslides like we had the previous seasons. I don't want to get mercy ruled. If we lose, so be it, but do not give up on the field. Do not give up on each other. If we could accomplish that and hold our heads up, that we gave it our all, that's all I ask from my boys. And hopefully win a few games. We got 10 games. Nothing says we can't win some. Not all, but some.
Yes. Let's sum it up. Anything you want to say particular to Bulldog Nation?
Bulldog Nation, you guys are really prideful down here. I will give you that. Same, at high school, when I was in high school, it was mostly the parents and your girlfriends coming out in the stands. But out here, you have parents, grandparents, even random strangers just come out, watch the games, and it's actually really good to see a school have that much pride in itself. Addressing Bulldog Nation, you guys come out, support your boys' soccer team. They need the love. Even if it's just coming to our game, paying your $6 ticket or whatever it is we're charging at the door, plus get some from concessions. That'll be it. You get to see old Coach Gonzalez scream, yell at the boys, or throw some passion in there, but I guarantee you it's going to be a good time. Come out and support the boys, and let's try to get as many wins as we possibly can.
Okay, thank you for joining me, and you need to send me a schedule.
Oh, absolutely.
I haven't seen one yet for the soccer.
Mm-hmm.
And once again, we have to thank our team of marketing partners, and special thanks to our premier partners, Whitaker Insurance, J&J Concrete Pumping, Value RX Pharmacy, Tazewell, Tennessee, Stay and Play Doggy Daycare, Boarding, Training and Grooming, and of course, First Century Bank for the communications. And once again, thank you, Coach Gonzalez.
Thank
and
you.
We wish you the best of luck.
Absolutely. And real quick, if you want to follow Bulldog News, Claiborne High FC is our Facebook page. That's where you can find the latest and newest updates on the boys and our fundraisers that we are going to have March 27th at Pizza Inn. That's one of the biggest ones that you come and support. It's actually going towards a soccer program, boys and girls. So come on in, get some good pizza, tip the boys. They're going to be busting tables, cleaning dishes, doing the work. So we look forward to seeing you guys.
All right, see y'all next time, and God bless. Thanks, sir.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you.
Maybe we can get some funds coming your way.
Hopefully. But, all right, that's it. I'm going to